Motivation and preparation led to a new sensation, new creation. That's what you're facing. Now watch my elevation.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros are comments made by Teddy Atlas, in which he said he believes that Joe Joyce would KO Anthony Joshua. We're just going to play the audio because Teddy Atlas does a YouTube podcast and you can check it out. Let's listen to the audio.
And Joshua, and I'll tell you something, I think he knocks out Joshua. How's that feel for you, Brett? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. That's going to make you happy, huh? That ain't going to make you too happy. I know it. You're going to be hoping that I have to eat crumpets again. I get it. But I tell you at this point, yeah, I take him to knock out. People are going to go nuts. Now, the people that were mad at us for not giving Joyce enough credit, they're probably going to be happy. But I'm not doing it to make you happy or to make you angry. I'm doing it out of what I feel, what my experience tells me, what my judgment tells me. I can see that. I can't see Joe Joyce beating a Fury. No, I can't. Because of, like I said, his shortcomings. But because of his style and his strengths that he has, yeah, at this point, I can see him, he might get his chin checked a little bit, and we have to find out if it stood up against Joshua, who can bang, obviously. But yeah, I could see him taking down Joshua. But of course, Joshua might get taken down by Usyk. Before that, we don't know yet.
So that's what Teddy Atlas had to say. You all were able to hear that, right?
Yeah, we heard it. Yeah.
All right. So, G, it looks like you on. What you think about what Teddy Atlas had to say?
I mean, it sounded like he was speaking gospel to me. I don't know. You know what I mean? So, but let's just be real, man. This isn't the same AJ. And so, Joe Joyce, he has a chin. And he keeps coming. He doesn't tire. AJ, he looks great in the first 6 rounds. But after that, AJ even needs to recover. AJ's going to slow down. He's going to take a round off. I don't know if AJ can handle that onslaught from a Joe Joyce, And I do agree with Teddy Atlas. I don't see Joe Joyce beating Tyson Fury at all, to be honest. But with an AJ, for one, I'd be surprised if AJ actually agrees to take that fight. Like, I would be actually amazed. I'll give AJ immense credit. I'd be like, you know what, AJ really is a killer. Like, for real. I'll be, because at least with the Fury fight, it makes sense for him to take the Fury fight. That's a mega payday for AJ. So win, lose, or draw, he's gonna win regardless. But to take a Joe Joyce, that's tough, because it's like, for the most part, it's all risk, no reward for AJ. So I don't even see AJ even entertaining a Joe Joyce. And if they do fight, let's say it's like his mandatory, he has to fight him. I think AJ is going to be in trouble. I think this is going to be clear as day, because now people will want to see, all right, these are the 2 guys that bang. Is AJ willing to exchange with a Joe Joyce? I just don't think so, man. Like, it seems now AJ's more like worried about getting clipped. Like, he just doesn't have that killer instinct no more, man. It's like he's so cautious now that I don't think he wants it with Joe Joyce. So I'm being honest. I see what Teddy Atlas is saying. And I'm not trying. I know Ned's looking upset. I know Ned's like, I'm about to kill. I can't wait. I'm just being real, Ned. Yo, yeah, man. This is a new AJ. This is AJ 2.0, right? And 2.0 AJ, he don't like to get hit, bro. You know what I mean? So a dude like Joe Joyce that just keeps coming. And again, I honestly think Joe Joyce, he rises to the level of his opposition.
Oh, I gotta pause you, G. I gotta pause you. You said a dude like Joe Joyce who gets hit and he just keeps coming.
But Joe Joyce, he's the type of guy, like, against an AJ, he's gonna know, all right, AJ got hands. So you're gonna see Joe Joyce implement more defense, but he's still gonna keep coming forward. He's still gonna keep letting his hands go. And the thing is, this dude just doesn't get tired, because why? When he throws punches, he's not throwing his entire body into every shot. Only when he has a clear knockout punch. AJ, it's like, even when AJ throws jabs, you could tell AJ exerts a lot of energy. So my only fear is AJ gonna look great in the first couple of rounds. The mid rounds, that's when we're gonna all be like, oh snap, AJ run, AJ grab, AJ, yo, take a knee. That's what you're gonna do. And then what's gonna happen? Unfortunately, listen, your hero Ned, team AJ back, y'all going flat down on their back. You know what I mean? So it just is what it is. Joe Joyce,
Wow.
I think Joe Joyce is that kryptonite for AJ. Like, I'm being honest. Just like I don't think AJ could beat Wilder. Like I think these particular styles are gonna be tough. Listen, I want AJ to beat Fury. I don't see that either. I'm just being real, and it's not hate. It's not I hate AJ. I actually like AJ. I like him as a man. I like his character. I like what he represents.
You don't.
Yo, listen, man. We're not talking about a Charles Martin. We're not talking about a Joseph Parker. We're talking about real killers now. Like dudes that aren't gonna be intimidated by AJ's size. They're gonna look at AJ like you cute. You know what I'm saying? So like it's a different, it's levels to this. And it's just like, back then AJ's fighting dudes that's like, how did this guy even become champion of the world? These guys, like a Joe Joyce, my man is hungry, bro. Like, I don't know, man. It's different. Now, Teddy Atlas also says something that is true. I don't know necessarily how Joe Joyce will respond to an AJ punch, because it is AJ, but I've seen a lot of guys take an AJ punch. You get what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure the way I've seen Joe Joyce respond to punches, I think he could eat a couple before really he gets flatlined. So AJ is gonna have to do a lot of work, a lot of sticking and moving, and probably he'll have to start doing sticking, moving, and running. So I'm just saying I really got Joe Joyce on this KO, easy money.
Oh wow, Ned, I gotta let you in there now, man. Go ahead, Ned.
Yo, I'm coming, yo. I'm about to.
Pause. Don't say that when you're talking to me, bro.
Yo, Ned, don't let him derail you, Ned. Get in there, Ned.
My bad.
Yo, G, watch first and foremost. G, watch your mouth, cause Kaden wrote a clip. We got footage of them sparring, man, and we saw what happened. AJ embarrassed your boy. AJ's violated your man.
What year was that? What year was it?
G.
What year was it? What year was it?
I don't know. We got evidence. We got evidence. And I'm gonna say this, G. Now you're on the Joy Joyce train. Like, yo, please,
no, I'm not, bro. What are you talking about? Because I said Joe Joyce could beat AJ, that means I'm on his train.
I
don't think Joe Joyce could beat Wilder. Well, let me take that back. I gotta see Wilder come back. But prior to that, the violation of the trilogy, if you ask me Wilder versus Joe Joyce, I'm gonna tell you Wilder's gonna knock out Joe Joyce. You know what I'm saying? Like, and prior to AJ's I'll even the Klitschko AJ, I think would have beat Joe Joyce. You know what I mean? But this new AJ, I don't know if he got it in him anymore, man. I'm just being honest.
I think, yo. G, well, mind your jaw, yo, because you really talking crazy right now. You really talking crazy right now. My man, AJ is going, all respect, because, Joe Joyce's mother's a fan of the show. I love you. I love your son. I just feel there's levels to this. And you know what I'm going to say?
Don't try to butter her up. Say what you gotta say, okay? You talking about that woman's son?
That boy out the park.
Try to butter
AJ gonna knock that boy out the park.
Say what you gotta say, Ned.
Out the park. You hear me? I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. You see it. I don't see it. I don't see it.
That's a lot of guys thought they didn't see it until they got hit with it. You know what I'm saying? Ask Dubois.
Listen, well, if you don't see it, isn't that a good thing in boxing?
Exactly.
I was not talking about in boxing. I'm just saying I don't see this. I don't see how it works, but it works. But AJ ain't no fool for that, and I think AJ gonna do his business when it come to George Joyce. Easy money.
All right, thanks TBE. Complex, man, what you got?
You're on mute.
You're on mute, my brother.
My bad. You guys can hear me now?
Yes, sir.
This is what happens, AJ, right? When you go out like
Hold on,
that.
complex. If you're gonna talk trash, you can just log out now, bro.
I'm about to actually give AJ props.
Hey, yo, watch your mouth, man. Yo, and respect my man's turn. Okay, go ahead, Complex.
AJ, this is what happens.
We talking about Ned's hubby, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, why you piss him off, G? You said that AJ's back don't look like it used to. Now he's upset. You know what I mean?
It ain't as chiseled as it was before, huh, Ned?
Nah, this is AJ. This is what happens when you go all kind of sad in your fight. Now, obviously, you lost to Usyk. That's fine. But the way you lose also kind of tells people something about you. And like I said this before, the way he went out, I didn't think was worthy of a champion. It seemed like he wanted to survive that fight as opposed to going and biting down on his gum shield and trying to win it and take it out, even if he would be taken out. But with that said, this is so disrespectful to AJ. AJ is a former unified world champion. He's beaten world champions. He's beaten top 10 fighters. And now people are already picking unproven fighters against him, right? This is, I think, look, Joyce is a good fighter, so I'm not going to take anything away from him. But to pick him over AJ, I think is way too preliminary. I don't think it respects AJ's pedigree of what he's accomplished and what he potentially could accomplish. And obviously, it's to fight Usyk again. But Usyk is a undisputed cruiserweight champion, Olympic gold medalist, and he's an excellent heavyweight. And AJ lost to him. So there's no shame in losing. But the reason why people feel like they can take you on now is because of the way you lost. It's one thing to lose against Usyk, but the way you went out makes people feel froggy against you. Now they're thinking like, I got a shot against AJ because it looks like if you put a little pressure on AJ, he's going to gas out and his chin is suspect. So, you know what I'm saying? Like it's made people think they can take you on. This is why AJ has to come back and win this Usyk fight, or he has to do something impressive to let people know like, hey, I'm still AJ. I'm still that dude. AJ beat Klitschko. You know what I'm saying? He beat top fighters in the division when they were at the top. I just think, I don't know, like I think it's kind of crazy that people are picking Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce also lost to Usyk in the amateurs, or like in the I just
like
googled
that World Series of Boxing thing. Yeah,
the World Series of Boxing, which is kind of like an amateur/professional thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Usyk is beating, so they both fought the similar opponent and they both lost to him. So I don't see, Joe Joyce, except like, saying like styles make fights. Joe Joyce is a guy who can take a lot of punishment, it seems like, but he also carries his power later into the fight. He did have that good fight against Dubois, but let's not get crazy here. AJ's still AJ. AJ does have power. AJ can box. I think what would happen is, if anything, AJ would win on points if he didn't get knocked out. But AJ could also probably knock him out because AJ does have power. The only chance is that if AJ gasses and then Joe Joyce can catch up to him and catch him before the end of the 12th. But I still think that AJ is a much better boxer, an actual like boxer than Joe Joyce. And I think he's got the power too that he can make Joe Joyce respect him. I think Joe Joyce does have a very good chin, and that he can maybe try to work his way in all the way until getting late if AJ gasses late. But I think it's crazy to be picking Joe Joyce in front of AJ based off resume, based off of looking at them as their skills. Like I said, AJ, this is what happens when you go out sad in your fights. People now are not respecting you. Wilder's still getting respect even though he lost because Wilder went on the shield. You're getting disrespected because you were like, you look crazy in your corner, trying to make you sure you didn't land flat on your face. You know what I'm saying? So, AJ, I hope this is a message to you that you take. This should be disrespect to you that people would even mention a Joe Joyce in the same sentence as you. You should take it as disrespect and use this as fuel, and you should take Usyk's head off, and you should take off the next couple guys' heads off, so let them know that AJ's still back. Because we were all thinking that you had a chance against Fury. Now we're like, we don't even know if we want to, you have no chance. You can get back to that level, but you have to go out there and prove it. Right? There should be no reason why people are talking about Joe Joyce and your name in the same sentence. You are former unified champion, multiple time champion. That's disrespectful. I would take that as a personal disrespect. If I was AJ, and I'd be going out there ready to take somebody's heads off.
I go ahead and
Yo, Complex, yo. The first time AJ lost, I had bad blood with you, man. You rubbed me the wrong way. Pause. But I had to I gotta give it to you right there, you know. I was feeling that speech. Pause. And you really my boxer cousin, dog. I would if I could give you a hug, I would, bro.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yo, yeah. After you try to kick him off earlier,
That's why I was like, listen, let me finish first. I was like, I'm about to give AJ props, actually. Like,
I take it all back, but you know.
He overreacted.
He panicked. He was like, "Oh shit, Complex is coming."
Head jump out the window. Oh, golly.
I agree with basically everything that you said, Complex. And just to highlight, it's not a knock against Joe Joyce, but Joe Joyce is basically unproven. And for me, what I mean by unproven is I've seen AJ get dropped by Klitschko and get back up and win. Right? I seen AJ get dropped and stopped by Andy Ruiz, get back in the ring and win. He looked shaky, but he got the dub. And what I mean by that is I feel like there were times in that fight with Andy Ruiz where, especially when he caught Andy Ruiz with this one right hand, I said, Andy's gone, but AJ didn't jump on him. Mm-hmm. Now you can understand why there was so much to gain back. And he had lost the fight prior to that because he tried to go for the finish and got caught with a counter. So I can give him a pass in that fight. But then there were signs like G didn't waste no time to bring him up. Like when he was fighting Pulev, G's like, oh, he don't look the same with the killer instinct. Old AJ would have got him out of there like this or whatever. And true. And although AJ got him out of there, you can see that it was a little timid, or maybe he didn't want to commit a certain way. And then you look at the Usyk fight, and to me, this is why I said for AJ, with me, it's all mental. Like you said, he lost the fight, but I never felt like he lost the fight trying to win. I feel like he lost the fight trying to survive. And I think for someone like AJ, you should lose the fight trying to win. Because you believe in what you possess. You believe in your power. You believe in your skill set. You believe. Say what you want about Wilder. He got one weapon, and he believes in that weapon. Mm-hmm. He believes. And that's where it is with AJ. I feel like sometimes AJ believes the hype of the other fighters more than he believes himself. Like the way he talks about, like, oh, we're boxing. Like he said, you'll hear him, talk about how great of a boxer Usyk is. And we all know that, right? But, I would love for him to say what Complex said once on the show. Okay, if I hit you and I knock you out, am I not the better boxer? Like I just outboxed you. I just knocked you out. Mm-hmm. So if they say to him, oh, Usyk is a master boxer, I would love to hear Joshua say, yeah, well, if I hit you and I knock you out, does that not make me the better boxer? Like, just a mindset sometimes. And I think Joshua
too much respect. He respects the other guy too much.
Did you hear?
I mean, if you get knocked out by a fat boy, you will respect everybody after that too.
Watch him.
Let's keep it 100.
Yo, G, no. I'm tired of G running his mouth like he running like G. Fat boy, she's done. It's over. Don't bring it back up.
I'm just saying.
Then let him know the season is over.
It's done better, yo. It's dead. It's in the coffee, yo. Leave it alone, yo.
No, when AJ wanted to rematch, he said, "We're going to the gym." All right, no. Listen, though. Complex, I don't know if you heard, but Robert Garcia said, like, AJ can't be getting hit and smiling.
That's what I'm saying. And
that was, like, a key to me, because I can't think of a time I saw Mike Tyson get hit and smile about it. Lennox maybe once or twice, but I can't really, and I'm not even saying I recall Lennox getting hit and smiling. Like, great champions don't smile, they get even, like, immediately. And so, even Wilder, the third fight, Fury dropped Wilder twice in the third round, right?
No, once in the third round.
Once in the third round, and then Wilder came in the fourth round and dropped Fury twice. You don't get mad, you get even. And then Fury got up and did what he did. You see, because that's what happens when you're like, oh, you got me, I'm going to get you back. But it seems like when AJ gets hurt, it changes his mindset, like recover, except with Vladimir Klitschko. And even then, Klitschko may have let him off the hook when you look at hindsight when he was against the ropes and Klitschko was standing there and Klitschko didn't jump on him. And so I do think that does create the perception, like you said, complex, where people are looking at AJ like, yo, he don't got dog in him. I said this, G, and I remember the book on AJ is hurt him, try to hurt him early, but once you hurt him, you'll beat him. If you can hurt AJ, you'll beat him. Because once you hurt him, he doubts himself. And once AJ doubts himself, he doesn't fully commit to the fight. And I think that's where people are getting at. For me, Joe Joyce can beat any of these guys if he lands the right punch. Joe Joyce is a monster. The biggest knock against Joe Joyce is technique and speed. Mm-hmm. But he's durable, which means if you don't pace yourself, if you get too greedy in there, if you get tired and you slow down, Joe Joyce is on you. And you in for a hell of a night. Is Anthony Joshua someone who can slow down? Yeah. But every fighter is someone who can slow down. So I don't want to take away from Joe Joyce and what he's
but AJ's notorious for slowing down. Let's just be real. It's like almost every fight, AJ needs to take a break. And that's where it's too dangerous for a guy against him.
What are you going back to? You going back to his fight with Klitschko?
Klitschko's one, Carlos Takam fight, the Dillian White fight, almost every fight.
Well, you're going back like Dillian White was like his 14th, 15th fight. Klitschko was like his 16th, 17th fight. Takam, I'm talking about since Andy Ruiz 2, his stamina looked all right to me. Since Andy Ruiz 2, and look at even what Usyk, and he's about to collapse in the 12th round. I think a lot of that was fatigue, so I'll give you that. But that's fatigue from moving with and fighting with and boxing someone like Usyk. So not too many heavyweights.
Walk with me on this though. You're going up against a guy, Joe Joyce, who does have dynamite in his hands, right? I don't think AJ wants to exchange with a guy like that. So AJ's going to have to constantly keep moving. He's going to have to fight off the back foot for the majority of the fight. Do you think he can maintain that type of pace? It was easy to do that against Ruiz because Ruiz is a flat-footed fighter. Joe Joyce isn't necessarily flat-footed. So then now, can AJ stick and move for the entire fight, knowing that the guy's going to constantly move forward, knowing that the guy also has the reach to actually tag him this time? Because what Joe Joyce is like 6'6". You see what I'm saying? This isn't Andy Ruiz who has a height, reach, and weight disadvantage. It's just different.
Yeah, but AJ, to be fair though, with AJ, you got to respect him. AJ can box. AJ is a good boxer at that level, right? So I would give him the edge over Joe Joyce in terms of boxing ability. Then 2, AJ is explosive and AJ does have power. So AJ can tag Joe Joyce and make him respect him too. It's not just a one-way street in terms of power. AJ's got some power too. If AJ boxes at the best of his ability, I think he should beat Joe Joyce, and I don't think it should be that hard. I think he should be able to beat, if he is at the top of his game and the way he's supposed to be, I think he can beat Joe Joyce. I think he can do it either boxing or if he really wants to get down, with this in a slugfest, that would be the dangerous side. But I gotta respect AJ. I mean, AJ's shown us against guys before. He can get them out of there. He's got this. He's got speed. He can be, if he needs to move around, he can do that. He did against Ruiz. If he needs to stand there and swing, he can do that. So I just don't want us to forget AJ. Like, and maybe it's a y'all must have forgot. You know what I'm saying? And maybe AJ needs to come out and be like, y'all must have forgot who I am. And that's the motivation he should take, because it shouldn't be that guys who are, Joe Joyce got one good win against another guy who's not proven either, against Dubois. So you got 2 unproven guys, 1 wins and he goes forward. And now you're talking about he might beat the unified champion. You know what I'm saying? And not like the unified champion ain't fought nobody. It's like he's fought a who's who of the heavyweight division at that time. And Joe Joyce hasn't done anything since then. He hasn't beaten anybody else impressive since the Dubois fight. So why is it that all of a
give my
sudden?
man a shot? They don't want to give my man a shot. That's why they scared.
Go ahead,
Make
Ned.
him show up at the press conference. Make him give you a shot.
What the hell? Go ahead, Ned. What are you about to say, Ned? Go ahead.
Wow, this guy. Man.
Reynolds
Nah, I think
draws
you-
for
I think-
conflict, yo. He's really out in his game today, yo. I love it. I love it.
Nah, I
love
think
to see it, man.
No, I agree with everything you said, Complex. I think when you talk about this, the scales are so tipped into the favor of Joe Joyce and what he could do to beat Joshua. People forget about the things and the tools Joshua has to beat Joe Joyce. So, I mean, for me, I would favor Anthony Joshua. And that's no slight at Joe. I need to see more from Joe before I can say I'd favor him to KO Anthony Joshua. All right, if there's no other,
Hold on, I'll say this. I'm a what's it, an olive branch? I'll say this. I would want
No,
AJ.
no, in this
I would
segment,
want
in
AJ
this
to win
segment. Cut it,
because
cut,
or hold on, or
cut.
if Joe Joyce fights AJ, let it be after AJ fights Wilder. Then
Cut.
Joe Joyce, you can have the leftovers. Go
Cut.
ahead, Kaden.
In this segment.
all right, thank you for watching the Boxing Bros. Please like, share, and subscribe. And remember, you can listen to our podcast on all major streaming services. So if you're in the car, working out, and you feel like listening to the Boxing Bros, you can do that as well.
But
We'll
if
catch
you
you
want to
next week.
watch Ned drool over AJ, please check out our YouTube channel.
You gotta subscribe, though. You gotta subscribe.
All right, we can move on to the next one.